So we just got some statements from Seth MacFarlane himself about the Family Guy movie. And yo, I swear to God, he's actually playing in our faces right now. Woo. So if you didn't know, The Hollywood Reporter has a podcast called Awards Chatter, and every time they bring in a new guest, and this one was Seth MacFarlane. Now they talk a lot about Seth's early achievements, all of his movies, his other projects like TED and stuff, and they even talk about Emmys and all that business stuff. I mean, I don't really care about all that mumbo jumbo shit. What I was concerned about was when they were talking about Family Guy, and specifically the Family Guy movie. What could we see of it? What could be in the future? And what Seth thinks of it. In regards to the Family Guy movie, Seth says the Family Guy feature film is something that's always in the back of my head. I've always had a pretty clear idea of what it's going to be. It's that arrow in the quiver that I keep for when everything else goes to shit. When The Hollywood Reporter asks, could that ever happen if Family Guy is still on air? Seth responds with, oh yeah, I always kind of assume that if I have a really dismal professional failure, like if I produce a movie or a show that just fails so badly, the only thing that could cleanse the palate of the audience is the Family Guy movie. That's when I'll do it. So Seth, let me get this straight. You're only making a Family Guy movie if and potentially when one of your projects, like a movie or a TV show, fails so unbelievably bad that everybody hates you and you are broke. That's when you do the Family Guy movie. Like, I'm not a director, I'm not a producer, I'm not even in Hollywood in any sort of sense. But that does not sound like a smart idea. Does Seth think that when everybody stops caring about Family Guy, that's the perfect time to do a movie? Is that not the opposite of when you're supposed to do a movie? A Family Guy feature-length film has been literally asked by every single Family Guy fan for the past however many years it's been on TV. And now we get word that our creator of the show says that he's only gonna do it once one of his projects absolutely burns to the ground and goes to shit and he needs money or some sort of way to get back on track. I love being a fan of the show. I don't know what to think of this. If you're a fan of Family Guy, or if you're a fan of any franchise and you hear your creator talking about your franchise like this, how would you react? A little curious.